question is about your work.
Yeah.
So I looked at your IMDb and your LinkedIn, and there were quite a few projects that you worked on. And this question is about what is your, if you had to choose, what is your most memorable project? And I guess to kind of narrow it down, it could be like, what is the most memorable character that you animated and why?
Memorable project. There were a few. One of the earlier projects I remember quite fondly was Jane the Dragon. It's this little animated TV show we did at a workshop. And the show was fine, but what I remember most was just the crew that worked on it. It was the best team. It was about 50 people, so not massive. It's become average size, but everybody got along extremely well. We had the best time working on it. It was about a year and a half, and then I wish I could work with that crew again. They were amazing. So it was the people that I worked with that really made that show memorable. Next show memorable would be maybe Avatar, simply because of the impact it had kind of on the industry and the kind of acclaim that it received. It was a hard show to make, but it was even while working on it, everybody knew that, hey, this is something special. This is this has not been done before. People it's gonna blow their minds. So it's very exciting to work on it. Because early on in the show, we would hear kind of what the expectation was, and I'd go, I don't know how they're gonna do this. Like, how are you gonna dress this huge forest with livable plants, all this interaction? Never mind the animation, just set dressing.
Yeah.
And they would start making this stuff and go, wow, this is amazing. This is actually starting to come together.
Wow.
And it would just get better and better and better. So that was, again, and we had some really good people working on it. I made some really good friends during that show here. So that was awesome.
It's like witnessing history.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And another memorable show.
Is there like a character that stands out?
A character? It was cool animating some dinosaurs. I've never animated dinosaurs, so in Jurassic World it was fun, working on the dinosaur there and making it roar, and yeah, exactly,
That's
and
so cool.
doing its thing. So that was that was fun. And the same with Transformers. The movies weren't necessarily the best, but hey, it was giant robots. It's Optimus Prime,
Yeah.
Bumblebee. It's awesome,
Yeah, I mean,
animating big robots.
Awesome.
Exactly. So I had a good time working on those shows. It was actually very fun.
Did when you were working on dinosaurs and you didn't previously have any work about dinosaurs, did they like teach you about dinosaurs or anything like that?
No, you just can't.
What?
So no, they didn't give us any kind of training or anything. So it's just about looking at reference. You can look at the previous Jurassic Park movies, or look at animals, or just finding these little references that you can, and otherwise just to do something cool with it. You still need an element of realism.
Right.
So that's part of the process. So it's not that hard. It's more about the performance that you can get out of the dinosaurs. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Cool. Wow. Okay. The next question is about moving up the corporate ladder.
Yeah.
And I'm sure students are thinking about, there are some students who want to just be an animator and that's it.
Yeah.
And then there are some students who want to go up. And since you have experience going up, just wanted to ask, like, first of all, like, what's the process like, and how you became like a supervisor or whatnot, and all that kind of stuff. And secondly, I would like to ask, what do you feel are the pros and cons of moving up?
So the process of moving up, I think, be doing good work and being competent at what you're doing is kind of an obvious thing, but I think more importantly would be enthusiasm for the process. Because as a supervisor, you deal with a lot of stuff that's not directly animation. It's like so many things happen behind the scenes to get a movie made, and as a supervisor, you then have to deal with all those things. So, if you want to become a lead or a supervisor, you need to show that, for one, you're interested in it and you're proactive in being involved in the ongoings of the studio. So if there's a talk, if it's from another department, you go to the talk. If they ask for volunteers to do something, you volunteer. You're always there when they do stuff, and that shows that you're involved. It shows that you're interested. It shows that you're enthusiastic about stuff at the studio, whether it's show related or not. So always be the one to stick up your hand and say, yeah, I want to give this a try, and be enthusiastic about it, because that's ultimately what they're looking for. Somebody who's good at the work, but also who's enthusiastic about what they do and being involved and dealing with all these other things, because animators tend to be a bit introverted when they do the work. They like in their bubbles and doing the work, and they don't like having other things to do to interrupt them. As a supervisor, you're going to get interrupted all the time. So if you can handle that, I think it's already a good start. So being involved with all these other things and still doing your work, I think is a good sign. And the more you do it, the people will start thinking about you more. Like whenever something comes up, you will be the first person they think about. And that's how opportunities come. It's like, this opportunity opened up. Who are you going to promote? If you're the first person they think about, then obviously you're going to be first on the list. So it's just kind of, so be enthusiastic, be involved, and you'll kind of learn as you go. The longer you do it, the more you learn. And pros and cons about it. Well, one of them I already mentioned would be cons. Would be it's hard to focus on your own work if you have a million other things to deal with, like people constantly coming to you for reviews, for questions, for issues. It's just non-stop, so it can be hard kind of finding your own space to get your own work out, while also helping the whole team, because ultimately that's your responsibility, making yourself available to the team so that they can get their work done. Your work then kind of becomes, I would say, a bit more secondary. Because delaying the team is far more expensive than delaying your own work. So you have to start changing your mindset about how you work. It's not just, I need to get this shot out. It's about what's going to be the best for the team, what's going to be the best for the show, how am I going to spend my time so it's the most productive as a whole, and that will help you to prioritize all the different things that go on a show. And pros, I think I love being involved in the broader aspect of a production, and rather than just focusing on my little shot. I like being involved in all the departments, trying to figure out how we're going to do this. This department's going to do this, we're going to do that, and it's going to take this long, and we're going to need so many people, and like all the planning involved. I quite enjoy. It's a very engaging role to be in, because there's always something kind of happening, which I really enjoy.
The studios that I've worked at that I've enjoyed the most are studios that give the most opportunities to everyone to kind of pitch
Yeah.
in and have like a collaborative environment
Yeah.
versus like,
And which is great, and that's another thing I enjoy being in more of a kind of a supervisor role is being in a position that you can kind of make things happen to a degree, in the sense that I can look at my team and I go, I want to help these people grow. I want to help them become better. I can see that they have this talent, and I want to help them get better at it. So you can then, you have a degree of, depending on where you are, you have a degree of influence with the studio and say, hey, I need these resources for my department to help these people with this and this and this, or I would like to do training for these people in these and these areas. I think it'll really benefit them. Or you can go, you know what, this person is really good at something. I want to set up start set up sharing sessions so that people can share their workflows and their tools and all these things to help the team as a whole. Or it could be as mundane as going, we need new computers because it's slowing us down, it's going to cost us this much money because of it, and you can start kind of helping the team that way. So I enjoy helping the team in whatever way it kind of might come, and that's something I really enjoy actually.
Yeah. I really enjoy working with those kinds of people, which is not always the case though,
No,
Yeah.
unfortunately not.
Yeah. So the last question is just would you give any last pieces of advice to students at Anytribe? Any last jewels of wisdom?
I would say never stop. Always keep on learning, always kind of explore new things, because the industry moves so quickly that there's always something else happening. And if you don't stay up to date with it, it will be very easy to fall behind. But more than that, it's just it'll help you grow, because you never know when all these things might come in handy. All these different new things that you learn, whether it's related to animation or not. But certainly, stay up to date with the CG industry. Keep learning. Keep that curiosity alive and that enthusiasm for the art. And I would say a lot of experience can be gained moving abroad and working at another studio. You just seeing their workflow and how they work and learning from the people around you, even if it's just for short term. You go over there for a couple of months even, and you gain a lot of experience that you can then come back and bring back with you and share with wherever you end up settling, whether it's in Korea or wherever. So especially when you're still young, I'd encourage you to work overseas and just to learn from that experience, because it'll definitely come in handy later on.